बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। अब तक मैं काफ़ी सारी बुक्स का रिव्यू कर चुकी हूँ, बहुत सारे लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर चुकी हूँ, लेकिन अब मैंने सोचा क्यों ना मैं खुद बुक लिखने की कोशिश करूँ। एक तो आज एक कोशिश किया मैंने, पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ के नोट्स लिखे हैं जो कि मैंने खुद पर्सनली रिसर्च करके बनाया है। मतलब इसमें मेरे अपने अल्फाज तो खैर कम ही शामिल है, लेकिन रिसर्च बेस्ड नॉलेज है सारी। और ये PMS के पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ का पूरा सिलेबस के मुताबिक बनाया है। उसके अलावा CSS का जो पाकिस्तान अफेयर है वो उसके सिलेबस को भी कवर करता है, क्योंकि दोनों का सिलेबस अगर आप देखें तो सेम है ऑलमोस्ट। और ये उसके अलावा अगर आपका पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ 1 पेपर MCQs में या आप किसी भी कम्पिटिटिव एग्ज़ाम में पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ का पेपर आता है तो उसमें आपको ये लेक्चर काफ़ी हेल्पफुल होगा। ये बुक अगर आपको PDF में या सॉफ्ट कॉपी में चाहिए तो वो भी आपको मिल जाएगी। आप इस दिए गए नंबर पर रब्ता कर सकते हैं। और अब तक मैंने अपने किसी भी लेक्चर में अपना तारुफ नहीं करवाया, पता नहीं क्यों नहीं करवाया। हालांकि मुझे अपना नाम बहुत पसंद है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी मैं अपना नाम मोस्टली जब मैं पढ़ा रही होती हूँ तो मैं कभी भी अपना इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं करवाती। तो आज खैर बुक चूँकि मैंने लिख ली है तो फिर इंट्रोडक्शन तो बनता है। तो मेरा नाम राबिया चौहान है, एडवोकेट हूँ मैं। और मैं ला के काफ़ी सारे बुक्स के ऊपर लेक्चर्स अपलोड कर चुकी हूँ अपने चैनल पे। लीगल सर्विसेज के नाम से मेरा चैनल है, और चैनल के प्लेलिस्ट में आप विज़िट कर सकते हैं। उसके अलावा मैं CSS और PMS के बुक्स पर भी रिव्यू कर चुकी हूँ। आज मैंने पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ के PMS के स्पेसिफिकली सिलेबस के हवाले से बुक रिव्यू जो नोट्स हैं वो बनाए हैं। और ये सबसे पहले पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ का सिलेबस है, उसमें जो ये पूरा का पूरा नहीं पढ़ रही हूँ मैं, क्योंकि इसकी आगे कंप्लीट डिटेल है तो उसमें टॉपिक वाइज भी आ जाएगा। तो बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए 2 मिनट मैंने वेस्ट कर दिए इंट्रोडक्शन में। तो चलते हैं जी आगे। पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ का सबसे पहले पॉइंट हेडिंग है जी मुस्लिम रूल एंड डाउनफॉल। मुस्लिम रूल इन द सब कॉन्टिनेंट एंड इट्स डाउनफॉल। Muslim rule in the Indian subcontinent spanned several centuries and had a significant impact on the region's history and culture. The arrival of Islam in the subcontinent can be traced back to the early 8th century, when Arab traders and missionaries began establishing contacts in the coastal regions. However, it was not until the 12th century that the Delhi Sultanate was established, making the formal beginning of the Muslim rule in the subcontinent. मतलब ये है कि इन शॉर्ट के 12th सेंचुरी से जो है वो मुस्लिम रूल स्टार्ट होता है। 8th सेंचुरी तक बिल्कुल भी नहीं था, और उसके बाद 12th सेंचुरी से जो बेसिक मुस्लिम रूल है वो स्टार्ट होता है। दिल्ली सुल्तानेट स्टार्ट होती है, फाउंडेड बाय कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक इन 1206 में कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक ने दिल्ली सुल्तानेट की बुनियाद रखी। वाज द फर्स्ट मेजर मुस्लिम एम्पायर इन द रीजन। वैसे मेरा ख्याल है इसकी ट्रांसलेशन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है उर्दू, क्योंकि ये इतनी आसान लैंग्वेज लिखी हुई है कि होप सो समझ आ रही होगी जिन्होंने इंग्लिश में अटैम्प्ट करना है पेपर। उर्दू वालों के लिए उर्दू का अलग पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ का मैं एक लेक्चर पहले ही बना चुकी हूँ। तो आगे चलते हैं। इट वॉज फॉलोड बाय अदर डेंसिटीज़ such as Khilji, Tughlaq and Lodi dynasties. The Sultanate faced numerous challenges during its existence, including invasions by Mongols, internal conflicts, and regional rebellions. Despite these challenges, the Sultanate managed to consolidate its power and exert control over large parts of the subcontinent. One of the most significant events in the history of Muslim rule in the subcontinent was the arrival of Mughals. Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, invaded India in 1526 and established his rule after the Battle of Panipat. The Mughal Empire reached its zenith under Emperor Akbar, who implemented policies of religious tolerance and cultural synthesis. The empire continued to flourish under subsequent emperors such as Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. However, the downfall of Muslim rule in the subcontinent began in the 18th century. The empire faced a series of invasions by Afghan and Persian forces, which weakened its control over various regions. Additionally, the rise of regional powers such as Marhads and the Sikhs further fragmented the Mughal Empire. British colonial expansion in India also played a significant role in the decline of Muslim rule. The British East India Company gradually gained control over different parts of the subcontinent through a series of wars and treaties with local rulers. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 marked a turning point as it allowed the British to establish their dominance over Bengal. Over time, the British expanded their control, exploiting internal divisions and weakening the Mughal Empire. The final blow came in 1857 with the Indian Rebellion, which the British successfully suppressed. जो उस वक्त हुआ था पाकिस्तान इन बरसगीर के साथ, आज वही पाकिस्तान के साथ हो रहा है। पाकिस्तान में जो हालात अब चल रहे हैं इस वक्त, वो यही है कि जो इंटरनल डिवीज़न है ना, वो हो चल रही है। हर कोई अपनी नफ्सा नफसी का दौर चल रहा है, कोई भी कंट्री के बारे में नहीं सोच रहा, स्टेट के हवाले से। बहरहाल अल्लाह रहम फरमाए हमारे मुल्क पर। आगे चलते हैं जी। आफ्टर द रिबेलियन the British Crown assumed direct control over India, making the beginning of British Raj. The Mughal Empire continued as a symbolic presence but had no real power. The British rule lasted until India gained independence in 1947, making the end of Muslim rule in the subcontinent. It is important to note that the Muslim rule in the subcontinent was not monolithic, and there were various dynasties and regional powers with diverse policies and practices. The downfall of Muslim rule cannot be attributed solely to external factors, as internal conflicts, regional rivalries, and economic challenges also contributed to its decline. आगे है जी मुस्लिम रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स, मुस्लिम रेनेसेंस रिफॉर्म एंड एजुकेशनल मूवमेंट्स। द मुस्लिम वर्ल्ड हैज़ विटनेस्ड various Renaissance reform and educational movements throughout its history. These movements have aimed to revive and reform Islamic thought, promote education, and address contemporary challenges faced by the Muslim societies. Here are a few notable movements. Islamic Golden Age. From the 8th to 14th century, Muslim civilization experienced a period of intellectual and cultural flourishing known as the Islamic Golden Age. During this time, scholars made significant contributions to various fields including science, mathematics, medicine, philosophy, and literature. Prominent figures such as Ibn Sina, Avicenna, Al-Farabi, and Ibn Rushd Averroes emerged during this period. Wahhabi movement. The Wahhabi movement originated in the 18th century in what is now Saudi Arabia. It aimed to purify Islamic practices and return to what its followers believed to be authentic teachings of Islam. The movement had a significant impact on the Arabian Peninsula. The latter played a crucial role in the establishment of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Islamic modernism. Islamic modernism emerged in 19th and early 20th century as a response to the challenges posed by European colonialism and Western dominance. It sought to reconcile Islamic principles with modernity, emphasizing rationality, progress, and social reform. Notable figures associated with Islamic modernism include Jamaluddin Afghani, Muhammad Abdul and Sayyid Ahmad Khan. Muslim Brotherhood, founded in Egypt in 1928. The Muslim Brotherhood is a transitional Islamic organization that advocates for Islamic principles in governance and society. It combines political activism with social welfare programs and has had a significant influence in several Muslim majority countries. The organization has inspired other Islamist movements worldwide. Islamic revivalism. Islamic revivalism gained momentum in the 20th century as a response to perceived erosion of Islamic values and identity. Revivalist movements aim to promote a return to authentic Islamic practices and values in both personal and public life. The revivalist movements such as Tablighi Jamaat and the Salafi movement have had a broad impact on Muslim communities worldwide. Islamic feminism emerged in the late 20th century, seeking to reinterpret Islamic texts and principles from a gender sensitive perspective. It aims to address gender inequality and advocate for women's rights within an Islamic framework. Prominent scholars and activists like Fatima Merinisi, Amina Wadood, and Asma Barlas have contributed to the development of Islamic feminism. Islamic education reform recognizing the importance of education. Several movements have focused on reforming Islamic educational system. Efforts have been made to balance traditional religious education with modern subjects, promote critical thinking, and incorporate contemporary knowledge. Institutions like Al Azhar University in Egypt and International Islamic University in Malaysia are examples of attempts to modernize Islamic education. These movements and initiatives demonstrate the diversity of approaches to reform, education, and revival within the Muslim world. They reflect the ongoing dialogue and adaptation of Islamic thought to the changing needs and challenges of the Muslim societies. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है पाकिस्तान मूवमेंट रोल ऑफ सर सैयद अहमद खान। ये बेसिकली सीएसएस के सिलेबस में भी और पीएमएस के सिलेबस में भी एक ही टॉप हेडिंग के तौर पर दिया गया, लेकिन ये चूँकि अलग अलग टॉपिक बनते हैं तो इसलिए मैंने इनको अलग अलग सर्च किया और अलग अलग लिखा है। अच्छा जी, सर सैयद अहमद खान प्लेड अ सिग्निफिकेंट रोल इन पाकिस्तान मूवमेंट, पर्टिकुलरली इन लेइंग द इंटेलेक्चुअल एंड एजुकेशनल ग्राउंड वर्क फॉर द मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी इन ब्रिटिश इंडिया. His efforts were focused on addressing the social, educational, and political challenges faced by the Muslims of the subcontinent. Educational reforms. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan realized the importance of education in empowering the Muslim community. He established the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in Aligarh, now Aligarh Muslim University, in 1875, which aimed to provide modern education while preserving Islamic values. The institution played a crucial role in fostering a sense of Muslim identity and creating a class of educated Muslims who later became prominent leaders of the Pakistan movement. Advocacy for Muslim rights. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was a vocal advocate for the rights of the and interest of the Muslims. He emphasized the need for Muslims to receive their fair share in government jobs and representations. His writings and speeches encouraged Muslims to engage in political process and work toward their social and political upliftment. All India Mohammedan Educational Conference in 1886. Sir Syed founded the All India Mohammedan Educational Conference, which served as a platform for Muslims to discuss their educational issues and devise strategies for progress. The conference played a crucial role in building a sense of unity and collective action among the Muslim community. Propagation of rational thinking. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan emphasized the importance of rational thinking and scientific knowledge. He believed that Muslims should embrace modern education and scientific advancement to overcome their backwardness. By promoting scientific temper, he aimed to challenge the conservative religious orthodoxy prevalent in the society and encourage Muslims to adapt to changing times. Bridge between Muslim and British. Sir Syed maintained a constructive relationship with the British colonial rulers. He believed that cooperation with the British would benefit the Muslims by providing them with opportunities for education and advancement. This pragmatic approach helped him gain support from the British government and establish the Aligarh College. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's effort to promote education, advocate for Muslim rights, and foster a sense of Muslim identity were instrumental in shaping the intellectual and social foundations of the Pakistan movement. His ideas and institutions played a significant role in mobilizing the Muslim community and inspiring future leaders who worked toward the creation of Pakistan. Fourth point है role of Allama Iqbal in making Pakistan. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, also known as Muhammad Iqbal, played a significant role in the creation of Pakistan. He was a philosopher, poet, and politician who inspired the concept of a separate Muslim homeland in the Indian subcontinent. Iqbal's philosophical and political ideas greatly influenced the Muslim League, which was the leading political party advocating of the rights of Muslims in British India. His vision of a separate Muslim state emerged as a response to the growing communal tensions between the Hindu and Muslim communities. Iqbal's most notable contribution to the idea of Pakistan came through his famous Allahabad address 1930. In his address, he outlined his vision of a separate Muslim state, emphasizing the need for Muslims to have their own political entity where they could preserve their cultural, religious, and social identity. His call for a separate Muslim state resonated with the Muslim population and provided a theoretical basis for the demand for Pakistan. Iqbal's poetry also played a crucial role in mobilizing public sentiment and fostering a sense of unity among Muslims. His poetry, particularly in his famous works like Bange Dara, Zarbe Kalim, expressed the aspirations, struggles, and yearnings of the Muslim community. He used his poetic prowess to awaken a sense of pride and self awareness among Muslims, inspiring them to strive for independence and self governance. Furthermore, Iqbal's close association with political leaders like Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, strengthened his influence in the political landscape. He provided intellectual support and guidance to Jinnah, who eventually led to the political struggle for the creation of Pakistan. Although Iqbal did not live to see the actual creation of Pakistan in 1947, his ideas and vision played a pivotal role in shaping the concept of separate Muslim homeland. His philosophical, political, and literary contributions made him an influential figure in the movement for Pakistan, and he is reserved as one of the founding fathers of the nation. 5. Fifth point, a role of Qaeda in making Pakistan. Qaeda Muhammad Ali Jinnah, often referred to as the father of the nation in Pakistan, played a central and indispensable role in the making of Pakistan. As the leader of the Jinnah All India Muslim League and the chief architect of Pakistan movement, Jinnah's vision, political acumen, and relentless efforts were instrumental in the creation of the independent nation of Pakistan. Jinnah's leadership and advocacy for the rights of Muslims in British India were vital in shaping the demand for a separate homeland. He tirelessly fought for the political and constitutional rights of the Muslims, promoting the idea that Muslims needed a separate nation to safeguard their interests in predominantly Hindu majority India. Throughout his political career, Jinnah skillfully negotiated with the British colonial authorities and represented the Muslim League's interest in various forums. He skillfully articulated the demands of the Muslim community and worked towards gaining widespread support for the idea of Pakistan. Jinnah's most significant achievement came with his unwavering determination during the negotiation surrounding the partition of India. His negotiations with the Indian National Congress and the British government led to the eventual creation of Pakistan as a separate sovereign state on August 14, 1947. Moreover, Jinnah's leadership during the challenging period of partition and independence was critical in establishing the foundations of the newly formed country. He assumed the role of Pakistan's first Governor General and worked tirelessly to ensure a smooth transition and the consolidation of the new state. Jinnah's principles of equality, justice, and religious freedom laid the groundwork for Pakistan's identity as a democratic nation. He emphasized the importance of building a modern, inclusive state where citizens of all religions and backgrounds could coexist and prosper. Qaeda Muhammad Ali Jinnah's leadership, political strategy, and unwavering commitment to cause Pakistan were vital in achieving the dream of an independent Muslim state. He continues to be revered as a revered figure in Pakistan's history and is celebrated as one of the founding father of the nation. आगे है जी लैंड एंड पीपल ऑफ पाकिस्तान। यहाँ से अगला जितना भी सिलेबस है ये सारा तकरीबन मिलता जुलता ही है CSS और PMS का। इससे पहले वाला भी है वो मुस्लिम रूल इन इंडिया, वो भी CSS के सिलेबस में शामिल है। लैंड एंड पीपल ऑफ पाकिस्तान, जियोग्राफी, साइंस, कल्चर, नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, एग्रीकल्चर, इंडस्ट्री एंड एजुकेशन। ये एक ही हेड था तो मैंने एक ही हेड के हिसाब से इसको लिखा है। Pakistan is a country located in South Asia, bordered by India to the east, Afghanistan and Iran to the west, and China to the north. It has coastline along the Arabian Sea to the south. Here is an overview of the land, people, and various aspects of Pakistan. Geography: Pakistan has a diverse geography encompassing mountains, plains, deserts, and coastal areas. The northern region is dominated by the Himalayas, including the world's second highest peak, K2. The fertile Indus River plain stretches from the Himalayas to Arabian Sea, forming a significant agricultural area. The third desert lies in the southeastern part of the country. Society and culture: Pakistan is a multicultural and multi-ethnic society with a population of over 20 million people. The two largest ethnic groups as Punjabis and Pashtos, but there are also Sindhis, Balochis, Waharis, and various other similar ethnic communities. Islam is the predominant religion and the country has a predominantly Muslim population. Pakistan's culture is a blend of various regional and ethnic traditions. The national language is Urdu, but there are also several regional languages spoken, including Punjabi, Sindhi, Pashto, and Balochi. Traditional clothing includes the shalwar kameez for both men and women, while in rural areas people may wear traditional attire specific to their region. Natural resources: Pakistan possesses a range of natural resources. It has significant reserve of natural gas, coal, oil, and oil. Through the country still relies on imports to meet its energy needs. Pakistan also has extensive mineral resources including copper, gold, limestone, and salt. Additionally, its rivers provide potential for hydropower generation. Agriculture plays a vital role in Pakistan's economy, employing a significant portion of the population. The country is known for its production of cotton, wheat, rice, sugarcane, and fruits such as mangoes and citrus. Livestock farming, including cattle, sheep, and poultry, is also important. Industry: Pakistan has a diverse industrial sector that encompasses textile, garments, chemicals, cement, steel, and automobiles. It also has a growing information technology IT sector with software development and IT enabled services contributing to the economy. Education is considered essential in Pakistan, and the country has made efforts to improve its educational system. The literacy rate has been increasing over the years, although it still lags behind some other countries. The education system comprises primary, secondary, and tertiary levels, with the universities and colleges offering a range of disciplines. There are several renowned higher education institutions in Pakistan, including the University of Punjab, Quaid University, Lahore University, Management Science, LUMS, and the Aga Khan University. It's worth noting that the above information provides a general overview and may not encompasses all aspects of land, people, and various aspects of Pakistan. क्योंकि ये शॉर्ट नोट्स के तौर पर मैंने लिखा है जिससे आपको पूरा का पूरा सिलेबस का ओवरव्यू हो जाए। ये पूरा कोई डिटेल्ड बुक नहीं है, नोट्स, इसलिए बुक का नाम भी मैंने पाकिस्तान स्टडीज़ नोट्स ही रखा है क्योंकि इसमें छोटे छोटे नोट्स हैं जिससे आपको जनरल ओवरव्यू हो जाएगा टॉपिक और उससे आपको फिर मज़ीद आगे समझने में या लिखने में आसानी होगी। अच्छा जी, आगे है पाकिस्तान एंड चेंजिंग रीजनल सिनेरियो। पाकिस्तान इज़ अ कंट्री लोकेटेड इन साउथ एशिया एंड इट्स स्ट्रेटेजिकल पोजिशनड एट द crossroads of the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia. Over the years, Pakistan has faced various challenges and has witnessed significant changes in the regional scenario. Here are some key aspects to consider. Afghanistan. The situation in Afghanistan has a profound impact on Pakistan's regional dynamics. The recent withdrawals of US and NATO forces from Afghanistan has led to a power vacuum and an upsurge in violence. Pakistan shares a long and porous border with Afghanistan, and instability in Afghanistan has implications for Pakistan's security, economy, and refugee influx. Pakistan has been actively engaged in promoting peace and stability in Afghanistan and has played a role in facilitating talks between the Taliban and the Afghan government. India Pakistan relations. The relationship between India and Pakistan has historically been strained due to the various political, territorial, and ideological disputes, particularly concerning the region of Kashmir. Tensions between the two nuclear armed neighbors have fluctuated over the years, with occasional flare ups and periods of relative calm. The changing regional scenario has an impact on India Pakistan relations as both countries seek to assert their interest and maintain regional influence. China Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC). The China Pakistan Economic Corridor is a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI). It aims to connect Gwadar port in southwestern Pakistan to China's northwestern region Xinjiang, पता नहीं कितने मुश्किल नाम होते हैं इनके, through a network of highways, railways and pipelines. CPEC has the potential to transform Pakistan's economy by boosting infrastructure development, energy projects, industrial zones, and trade connectivity. It has also strengthened the strategic ties between China and Pakistan. Regional alliances and cooperation. Pakistan is an active member of several regional organizations such as South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SARC, and the Economic Cooperation Organization (ECO). It has also pursued close ties with other countries in the region such as Iran, Turkey, and the Gulf states. Pakistan's engagement with these regional actors is influenced by its economic and security interests as well as its desire for diplomatic support. Terrorism efforts. Pakistan has been at the forefront of the global fight against terrorism. The country has faced significant challenges from domestic terrorist groups and has undertaken various military operations to combat extremism within its borders. Pakistan's effort to eliminate terrorism have regional implications as stability in Pakistan is closely linked to the security of the border region. Overall, the regional scenario in South Asia is complex and subject to constant change. Pakistan's position in the region is shaped by a combination of geopolitical, economic, and security factors, and the country continues to navigate these challenges to safeguard its interests and promote regional stability. Pakistan's nuclear program and international concerns. Pakistan's nuclear program has been a subject of international concern due to various factors. Here is an overview of Pakistan's nuclear program and the associated concern. Development of nuclear weapons. Pakistan initiated the nuclear program in the 1970s with the aim of acquiring nuclear weapons capability. In 1998, Pakistan conducted a series of nuclear tests and officially declared itself a nuclear armed state. Arms race with India. The primary driving force behind Pakistan's nuclear program is its tense relationship with India. Pakistan perceives nuclear weapons as a deterrent against perceived threats from India's larger conventional military forces. The nuclearization of South Asia has raised concerns about the potential for a nuclear conflict between the two countries. Non-proliferation concerns. Pakistan is not a signatory to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons (NPT). This has raised concern among the international community about the risk of proliferation, particularly given Pakistan's history of illicit nuclear activities. Nuclear security concerns have been raised regarding the security of Pakistan's nuclear arsenal and materials. The fear is that in the event of political instability, internal conflict, or the rise of extremist elements, there could be a risk of unauthorized access to nuclear weapons or materials. Regional stability. The presence of nuclear weapons in Pakistan adds to the regional security dynamics. It raises concerns about the stability and escalation risk in an already volatile region, particularly in the context of Pakistan's dispute with India over Kashmir and the potential for proxy conflicts. Strategic concerns. Pakistan's nuclear weapons program has raised concerns among other major powers, including the United States, about the potential for nuclear proliferation, terrorism, and the destabilization of regional security dynamics. Confidence building measures to address international uh, concerns. Pakistan has taken steps to establish a more robust nuclear command and control system, enhance its export control mechanism, and engage in confidence building measures with other countries. It has also expressed its willingness to participate in the global non proliferation efforts. It is important to note that this is a general overview, and specific concerns and assessments can vary among different countries and experts. International efforts continue to focus on non proliferation, nuclear security, and regional stability in South Asia. 9 point है जी regional cooperation including SAARC, ECO, SCO and the role of Pakistan. इन सबको इकट्ठे एक ही टॉपिक में कर दिया, जैसे सिलेबस में था वैसे ही मैंने भी नोट्स बनाए इसके. रीजनल कोऑपरेशन plays a vital role in fostering economic, political, and social integration among neighboring countries in South Asia and Central Asia. Several regional organizations exist to promote cooperation and address common challenges. Let's discuss the role of Pakistan in three prominent regional organizations: SAARC, ECO, and SCO. सबसे पहले सार्क डिस्कस करते हैं. सार्क साउथ एशियन एसोसिएशन फॉर रीजनल कोऑपरेशन. SAARC was established in 1985 and comprises 8 member states: Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Pakistan plays an active role in SAARC and has contributed to various initiatives aimed at regional development, cooperation, and dialogue. SAARC focuses on areas such as trade, investment, poverty alleviation, agriculture, and cultural exchanges. Pakistan's participation in SAARC has played foster regional integration, promote peace, and enhance economic cooperation in South Asia. ECO, Economic Cooperation Organization. ECO is a regional organization founded in 1985 and consists of 10 member states, including Pakistan, Iran, Turkey, and several Central Asian countries. ECO aims to promote economic cooperation, trade, and investment among its members. Pakistan actively participates in ECO and has played a significant role in advancing regional connectivity, trade facilitation, energy cooperation, and infrastructure development. Pakistan's strategic location as a bridge between South Asia, Central Asia, and the Middle East makes it a vital player in enhancing regional connectivity and integration with ECO. SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. SCO is a regional organization established in 2001 and currently comprises 8 member states, including China, Russia, India, and Pakistan. Pakistan became a full member of SCO in 2017. The organization primarily focuses on security, economic cooperation, and mm, cultural किधर गया exchanges among its members. As a member, Pakistan actively engaged in SCO efforts to address regional security challenges, counter terrorism, promote economic integration, and enhance people to people exchange. SCO provides a platform for Pakistan to strengthen ties with the regional powers and pursue its strategic interests. Overall, Pakistan's involvement in SAARC, ECO, and SCO demonstrates its commitment to regional cooperation, economic integration, and fostering peaceful relations with its neighbors. Through active participation in these organizations, Pakistan contributes to initiatives that promote regional stability, economic growth, and enhanced connectivity in South Asia and beyond. Socio-economic challenges and opportunities in Pakistan. Pakistan faces several socio-economic challenges, but there are also opportunities for growth and development. Here are some of the key challenges and opportunities in Pakistan. Number one, poverty and inequality. Pakistan struggles with levels of poverty and income inequality. A significant portion of the population lives below the poverty line, and there is a wide health disparity between different regions and social groups. Addressing poverty and reducing inequality is crucial for sustainable development opportunity. The large population of Pakistan presents a potential market for business and entrepreneurs. By promoting inclusive economic growth and expanding access to education and healthcare, Pakistan can harness the potential for its human resources and create opportunities for social mobility, education, and skill development. Pakistan faces challenges in providing quality education and skill development opportunities to its population. Illiteracy rates are high, particularly among women and rural communities. Limited access to quality education and vocational training hinders human capital development opportunity. Improving the education system and focusing on skill development can empower individuals and enhance their employability. By investing in education, Pakistan can unlock its demographic dividend and equip its workforce with the necessary skills for economic growth and innovation. Infrastructure and energy. Pakistan's infrastructure including transportation networks, power generation, and water supply is inadequate to meet the growing demands of its population. Frequent outages and inadequate road networks hinder economic activities and development opportunity. Developing infrastructure and investing in energy projects such as renewable energy sources can improve connectivity, attract investment, and create job opportunities. Enhancing infrastructure also facilitates regional trade and strengthens Pakistan's economic integration with neighboring countries. Governance and corruption. Weak governance structure, bureaucratic inefficiencies, and corruption have long been challenges in Pakistan. These issues undermine trust in public institutions, hinder economic growth, and impede the delivery of essential services. Opportunities. Strengthening governance mechanism, promoting transparency, and combating corruption are crucial for creating an enabling environment for economic growth. By implementing effective reforms, Pakistan can improve its business climate, attract investment, and foster a culture of accountability. Security and stability. Pakistan faces security challenges including militancy, terrorism, and sectarian violence. These issues have adverse socio-economic impacts, deterring investment and hindering social cohesion. Opportunity. Ensuring security and stability is essential for creating a conducive environment for economic development. By prioritizing security measures and implementing comprehensive counter-terrorism strategies, Pakistan can attract domestic and foreign investment, promote terrorism, and improve overall social well-being. Agriculture and water management. Agriculture is a significant sector in Pakistan's economy, employing a large portion of the population. However, the sector faces challenges such as water scarcity, outdated farming practices, and low productivity. Opportunity. Investing in modernizing agriculture, promoting sustainable farming techniques, and improving water management can enhance productivity, increase farmers' incomes, and ensure food security. Additionally, promoting agro-based industries and value addition can create employment opportunities and boost exports. Overall, Pakistan faces various socio-economic challenges that require concerted efforts and strategic interventions. However, by addressing these challenges and seizing the available opportunities, Pakistan can unlock its potential for inclusive and sustainable development. आगे है जी नेशनल सिक्योरिटी डायनामिक्स एंड challenges for Pakistan. Pakistan faces several national security dynamics and challenges that have significant implications for its stability and development. Here are some key areas of concern: terrorism and extremism. Pakistan has been grappling with a persistent threat of terrorism and religious extremism for many years. Various militant groups, including the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP) and its affiliates, have conducted attacks within Pakistan, targeting security forces, religious minorities, and civilians. These groups often find safe havens in the country's tribal areas, posing challenges to Pakistan's internal security. Insurgency in Balochistan. Balochistan province has witnessed a long-standing insurgency by Baloch nationalist groups seeking greater autonomy or independence. The conflict is fueled by economic disparities, political grievances, and allegations of human rights abuses by security forces. Balochistan's instability has implications for Pakistan's security, particularly regarding the stability of its energy infrastructure, such as Gwadar Port. India-Pakistan relations. Tensions and periodic conflicts between India and Pakistan remain a significant security concern. Disputes over Kashmir, cross-border infiltrations, and the threat of conventional warfare pose risk to regional stability. The potential escalation of conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbors remains a critical challenge with implications for global security, internal ethnic and sectarian tensions. Pakistan is a diverse country with multiple ethnic and sectarian groups. Ethnic tensions, particularly between Pashtuns, Balochis, Sindhis, and Punjabis, have periodically flared up, leading to localized violence and challenges to national unity. Sectarian tensions between Sunni and Shia Muslims have also resulted in targeted attacks, undermining social cohesion and stability. Cybersecurity threats. The increasing reliance on digital technologies and the interconnectedness of global systems expose Pakistan to cyber threats. These threats range from state sponsored cyber espionage and hacking to non-state actors targeting critical infrastructure, financial systems, and information networks. Strengthening cybersecurity capabilities and enhancing resilience are crucial for Pakistan's national security. Water security. Pakistan heavily depends on the Indus River system for its water needs. Disputes with neighboring India over water sharing and the construction of dams pose challenges to the Pakistan's water security. Climate change induced water scarcity along with mismanagement and outdated irrigation practices further exacerbate this challenge, potentially leading to resources conflicts and socio-economic instability. Economic stability and development. Socio-economic challenges including poverty, unemployment, and inadequate infrastructure contribute to Pakistan's security concerns. Weak economic growth and income disparities can create fertile ground for radicalization and social unrest. Ensuring inclusive development and addressing economic vulnerabilities and crucial to enhance national security. अच्छा जी आगे है न्यूक्लियर सिक्योरिटी एज अ न्यूक्लियर आर्म स्टेट पाकिस्तान न्यूक्लियर weapons and their safety and security are of utmost importance. Preventing the proliferation of nuclear materials and technologies, countering nuclear terrorism, and maintaining a robust command and control system are vital aspects of Pakistan's national security strategy. Addressing these challenges requires a comprehensive approach that includes effective governance, counter-terrorism measures, regional cooperation, economic reforms, social cohesion, and diplomatic engagement to reduce tension with the neighboring countries. Pakistan and United Nations. Pakistan is a member state of the United Nations. It became a member of the UN on September 30 मेरा ख्याल है 1947 के बजाय 1948 में मेंबर बना था. इसको आप चेक कर लीजिएगा सॉरी मिस्टेक है लगता है. Shortly after gaining independence from British rule as a member state, Pakistan has actively participated in various UN activities, including contributing troops to UN peacekeeping missions, participating in the General Assembly, and being the member of UN specialized agencies. Here are some key points about Pakistan's relationship with the United Nations peacekeeping contributions. Pakistan has a long-standing history of contributing troops to UN peacekeeping missions. Pakistani peacekeepers have served in various conflict zones around the world, including missions in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Pakistan has been one of the top contributors of the personnel to UN peacekeeping operations. General Assembly Pakistan is a member of the UN General Assembly, which is the main deliberative body of the organization. Pakistan has actively participated in the General Assembly sessions, addressing various global issues, presenting its viewpoints, and engaging in diplomatic discussions. The Security Council Pakistan has served several times as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. As a member of the UN Security Council, Pakistan has played a role in addressing international peace and security matters and participated in the decision-making processes related to conflicts and crises around the world. Human rights. Pakistan's human rights record has been a subject of scrutiny within the UN system. The country has been reviewed under the Universal Periodic Review mechanism of the UN Human Rights Council, where member states' human rights situations are assessed. Pakistan has engaged with the UN on human rights issues. आगे है जी and has made commitments to address concerns raised by the international community. Development goals. Pakistan has been involved in the implementation of the UN Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). And the SDGs are a set of global goals aimed at eradicating poverty, promoting equality, and ensuring sustainable development. Pakistan, like other member states, has been working towards achieving these goals and has developed national plans and policies aligned with the SDGs. Humanitarian assistance. Pakistan has received assistance from the UN and its agencies during times of natural disasters and humanitarian crises. The UN has provided support in areas such as disaster response, health, education, and refugees. Overall, Pakistan's relationship with the United Nations is characterized by active participation in various aspects of the organization's work, including peacekeeping, diplomacy, development, and human rights. Pakistan and important global issues, including Palestine, growing extremism, and militancy, war on terror, etc. Pakistan, as a significant player in international affairs, has been involved in several important global issues. Here are some key areas where Pakistan has been actively engaged. Palestine. फ़लस्तीन जिसे हम कहते हैं उर्दू में. पाकिस्तान हैज़ consistently supported the cause of Palestinian self-determination and the establishment of an independent Palestinian state. Pakistan recognizes East Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine and advocates for a just and comprehensive solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict based on relevant UN resolutions. Extremism and militancy. Pakistan has been grappling with the challenges posed by extremism and militancy for several years. The country has suffered from acts of terrorism carried out by various extremist groups in recent years. The Pakistani government has undertaken significant efforts to counter extremism through military operations, intelligence sharing, and implementing National Action Plan (NAP), a comprehensive strategy to eradicate terrorism and extremism. War on terror. Pakistan has been a key ally in the global war on terror since its inception. After the 9/11 attacks, the country has faced its own share of terrorist threats and has actively participated in counter-terrorism efforts, including military operations against militant groups operating within its borders. Pakistan's military has conducted operations in the tribal areas along the Afghanistan border to create terrorist sanctuaries. Afghanistan. Pakistan shares a long and porous border with Afghanistan and has been affected by the ongoing conflict in the country. Pakistan has played a significant role in facilitating peace talks between the Afghan government and the Taliban. It has supported the Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process to bring stability to the region. Nuclear non-proliferation. As a nuclear armed state, Pakistan has been actively involved in global discussions on nuclear non-proliferation. Pakistan supports the goal of a nuclear weapons-free world and advocates for a non-discriminatory approach to nuclear disarmament, highlighting the need for global disarmament and the resolution of religious conflicts. Climate change. Pakistan is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, including water scarcity, glacial melting, and extreme weather events. The country has been actively participating in global efforts to combat climate change and has committed to the Paris Agreement. Pakistan has implemented various initiatives to address climate change, including the promotion of renewable energy, afforestation, and climate resilient infrastructure development. Pakistan continues to engage with the international community on these and other important global issues. Its stance on these matters reflects its commitment to peace, stability, and justice both regionally and globally. Constitutional history of Pakistan. The constitutional history of Pakistan is complex and evolving narrative that spans several decades. Pakistan gained independence from British colonial rule on August 14, 1947, and since then the country has gone through various stages of constitutional development, including the promulgation of several constitutions and periods of military rule. Here is an overview of the constitutional history of Pakistan. The Government of India Act 1935. Prior to the creation of Pakistan, the Indian subcontinent was under British colonial rule. The Government of India Act 1935 served as constitutional framework for both India and Pakistan. It established the federal system and granted limited autonomy to provinces. The Objective Resolution 1949. In 1949, Pakistan's Constituent Assembly passed the Objective Resolution, which laid down the principles that would guide the future constitution of Pakistan. It emphasized the establishment of an Islamic state and protection of the rights of religious and ethnic minorities. The Constitution of 1956, Pakistan's first constitution was adopted in 1956, making the country an Islamic republic. It established a parliamentary system with the bicameral legislature. However, this constitution was abrogated in 1958 following a military coup Ayub Khan era, 1958 1971 तक. After the military coup in 1958, General Ayub Khan assumed power and introduced the presidential system. He promulgated a new constitution in 1962, which concentrated power in the hands of the president and introduced the indirect election. The Constitution of 1973. Following the separation of East Pakistan and the birth of Bangladesh in 1971, Pakistan faced a political and constitutional crisis in 1973. A new constitution was adopted which provided for a parliamentary system with the president as the ceremonial head of state. It recognized Islam as a state religion and guaranteed fundamental rights. Ziaul Haq era 1977 to 1988. General Ziaul Haq seized power in military coup in 1977. During his regime, he introduced significant amendments to the 1973 Constitution, Islamizing various aspects of the legal system and strengthening the power of the president. The Constitution of 1985. As part of Islamization policies, Ziaul Haq introduced a new constitution in 1985. It reinforced the presidential system and granted extensive powers to the president, including the authority to dissolve the National Assembly. The restoration of democracy in 1988 onwards. After Ziaul Haq's death in 1988, a process of democratic restoration began in Pakistan. In the 1973 constitution was revived with some amendments and the country returned to the parliamentary system. Since then, Pakistan has experienced a mix of civilian and military governments with the periodic amendments to the constitution. The constitution of 1973 with subsequent amendments remains the supreme law of Pakistan as my knowledge cut off in September 2021. However, please note that the constitution development may have been occurred since then. It's advisable to consult updated sources for the most recent information. 15. Political evolution since 1971. Since 1971, the world has witnessed significant political evolution across various regions. Here are some key developments and trends that have shaped global politics. The Cold War and its aftermath. The early 1970s marked the height of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. However, by the late 1980s, the Soviet Union began to experience internal economic and political challenges, eventually leading to its dissolution in 1991. This event marked the end of the Cold War and the emergence of the United States as the sole superpower. Democratization and the spread of democracy. The period since 1971 has seen a significant increase in the number of democratic nations. The wave of democratization spread across Latin America, Eastern Europe, and parts of Africa and Asia. Many authoritarian regimes were replaced by democratic systems, although challenges of to democracy and the rise of populism also have been observed in recent years. Globalization and economic integration. The process of globalization accelerated since the 1970s with the growth of the international trade, investment, and technological advancements. The establishment of regional economic blocs such as the European Union, NAFTA, now USMCA, Asian and Mercosur, promoted economic integration and increased interdependence among nations. Rise of China and the re-emergence of Asia. Since the economic reforms of the late 1970s, China has experienced rapid economic growth, transforming it into a major global player. China's rise has had profound implications for global power dynamics, including its increased assertiveness in territorial disputes and its expanding influence through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative. Additionally, other Asian countries such as India and South Korea have also experienced significant economic growth and gained geopolitical importance. Terrorism and global security challenges. September 11, 2001 attacks in the United States marked a turning point in global security dynamics. The subsequent war on terror led to military interventions in Afghanistan and Iraq and a heightened focus on counter-terrorism software efforts worldwide. The rise of extremist groups such as ISIS and ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, Africa, and other regions have continued to shape the global security landscapes. Technological advancement and digital revolution. The past few decades have witnessed rapid technological advancement, particularly in the field of information technology and communication. The rise of the internet and social media platforms have revolutionized the way people connect, share information, and participate in political discourse. These technological developments have also raised concerns regarding privacy, cybersecurity, and the spread of misinformation. Climate change and environmental awareness. Since 1970s, concerns about climate change and environmental degradation have grown significantly. International efforts such as the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the Paris Agreement have aimed to address these challenges and promote sustainable development. Environmental issues have become prominent political topics influencing policies, elections, and public opinion. It's important to note that this is a broad overview and there are many other factors and events that have influenced political evolution since 1971. Political developments can vary significantly by region and are subject to ongoing change and new challenges. Foreign policy of Pakistan. Pakistan and its neighbors, superpowers, the Islamic bloc, and the European Union. Pakistan's foreign policy is influenced by various factors, including its geographical location, security concerns, historical ties, and economic interest. The country has a complex relationship with its neighbors, particularly India, Afghanistan, Iran, and China. It also engages with superpowers like the United States and maintains ties with the Islamic bloc and European Union. Here is an overview of Pakistan's foreign policy and its relations with these entities. Pakistan and its neighbors. Pakistan and India have a long-standing and contentious A relationship primarily due to Kashmir issue tensions, including armed conflicts, have arisen between the two countries. The resumption of dialogue and resolution of outstanding issues remain key objectives of for Pakistan. Pakistan shares a long and porous border with Afghanistan. The two countries have historically faced challenges related to terrorism, refugee influx, and border management. Pakistan has played role in facilitating peace and stability in Afghanistan through various initiatives and supporting reconciliation process. Pakistan and Iran maintain diplomatic relations, although occasional strains have emerged due to factors like border security and sectarian issue. Economic cooperation, including energy projects, has been a focus of their engagement. Pakistan and China share a strong strategic partnership. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) is a significant component of their cooperation, aiming to enhance connectivity and economic development. China is the largest investor and trading partner. Superpowers. United States Pakistan's relationship with the United States has been complex historically. They have been allies, particularly during the Cold War and the Soviet Afghan War. However, differences have emerged over issues such as counterterrorism efforts and regional dynamics. The US has provided military and economic assistance to Pakistan while urging it to address concerns related to terrorism and nuclear proliferation. Islamic bloc. Pakistan maintains close ties with other Muslim majority countries. It is a founding member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) and has actively participated in its initiatives. Pakistan seeks to enhance cooperation and solidarity with Islamic nations on issues related to religion, development, and regional stability. European Union. Pakistan and the European Union maintain diplomatic and trade relations. The EU is one of the Pakistan's largest trading partners and a significant source of foreign direct investment. Cooperation focuses on areas such as trade, development assistance, human rights, and counterterrorism. Overall, Pakistan's foreign policy aims to protect its national interest, maintain regional stability, strengthen economic ties, and foster cooperation with various regional and global actors. The specific dynamics and priorities within these relationships can vary over time, influenced by geopolitical shifts and evolving circumstances. Evolution of democracy and democratic institutions in Pakistan. The evolution of democracy and democratic institutions in Pakistan has been a complex and tumultuous. एक second, please. अच्छा जी, complex and tumultuous journey since the country's independence in 1947. Pakistan's political landscape has been characterized by periods of military rule, political instability, and struggle for democratic governance. Here is an overview of the key developments in the evolution of democracy in Pakistan early years 1947 to 1958. Pakistan's first constitution was adopted in 1956, establishing a parliamentary system with a prime minister as the head of government and a president as the head of state. However, the early year was marred by political instability, including the dismal of government's disagreement over federal provincial powers and lack of a strong democratic institutions. Military rule 1958 to 1971. In 1958, General Ayub Khan staged a military coup, overthrowing the civilian government and imposing martial law. Ayub Khan's regime ruled until 1969. During this period, political parties were marginalized and power was concentrated in the hands of the military. Ayub Khan introduced a new constitution in 1962, establishing a presidential system with himself as a president. A return to democracy and political instability 1971 to 1977. Pakistan faced a major political crisis in 1971 when East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, succeeded, leading to the fall of the military regime. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto emerged as a popular civilian leader and became the president, later prime minister of Pakistan in 1973. Bhutto's government faced allegations of authoritarianism and political repression, leading to protest and deteriorating law and order situation. Ziaul Haq military regime 1977 to 1988. General Ziaul Haq seized power in military coup in 1977 and imposed martial law. Ziaul Haq's regime suspended the constitution, curtailed civil liberties, and Islamized the legal system. Ziaul Haq era witnessed the execution of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, which further polarized the political landscape. Return to democratic rule 1988 to 1999. After Ziaul Haq's death in a plane crash in 1988, democratic elections were held and Benazir Bhutto, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's daughter, became the first female Prime Minister of Pakistan. However, political instability persisted during this period, with frequent dismissal of government's allegations of corruption and power struggles between political parties. Musharraf's era and transition to democracy 1999 to 2008. In 1999, General Pervez Musharraf took power through a military coup and ruled as both the president and chief of army staff. Musharraf's regime faced opposition from pro-democracy movements, including the Lawyers' movement demanding the restoration of democracy. In 2008, Musharraf stopped down as president and democratic elections were held. Asif Ali Zardari, the widow of Benazir Bhutto, became the president. Recent developments 2008 to present. Since 2008, Pakistan has experienced a transition toward more democratic system with multiple general elections and peaceful transfer of power. However, challenges such as corruption, weak governance, and interference from the military in political affairs continue to impact the country's democratic institutions. Civil society organizations, media, and the judiciary have played important roles in promoting accountability, transparency, and the protection of democratic values. It's worth noting that the evolution of democracy in Pakistan has been marked by periods of military rule and political instability, which have hindered the development of strong democratic institutions. While progress has been made in recent years, the consolidation of democratic governance in the and the strengthening of democratic institutions remain ongoing challenges of Pakistan. Kashmir dispute. The Kashmir dispute is long-standing territorial conflict between India and Pakistan, which dates back to the partition of British India in 1947. Kashmir is a region located in the northern part of the Indian subcontinent and is currently divided between India, Pakistan, and China. When India gained independence from British rule in 1947, the princely states were given to option to join either India or Pakistan based on their geographical and religious affiliations. Kashmir, with its majority Muslim population but Hindu ruler, chose to remain independent. However, soon after the independence, Pakistani forces invaded Kashmir, promoting the Hindu ruler to seek assistance from India. In return for India's help, the ruler agreed to accede to India. This led to the First Indo-Pak War over Kashmir in 1947 to 48. The United Nations intervened and brokered a ceasefire, establishing a line of control (LOC) that divided the region into Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir, comprising the Kashmir Valley, Jammu and Ladakh, and Pakistan-administered Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Since then, the dispute has remained unresolved, and there have been multiple conflicts and tensions between India and Pakistan over Kashmir. Both countries claim the entire region of Jammu and Kashmir as their own and control different parts of it. India considers the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir as an integral part of its territory, while Pakistan demands self-determination for the people of Kashmir and supports their right to choose between India and Pakistan through a plebiscite as promised by the United Nations resolution. The issue has resulted in several wars, including Indo-Pak wars of 1965 and 1971, as well as various smaller scale conflicts and skirmishes. It has also led to a heavy militarization of the region, with Indian and Pakistani troops stationed along the line of control. The Kashmir dispute has had significant humanitarian consequences, with the report of human rights violations and unrest in the region. The people of Kashmir have been affected by the ongoing conflict, and there have been calls for dialogue and peaceful resolutions of the dispute from various international organizations and countries. Efforts to resolve the Kashmir dispute have been made through bilateral talks between India and Pakistan as well as involving third party mediation. However, a lasting solution has yet to be achieved, and the issue remains a source of tension between the two countries. Situation in Afghanistan since 1979 and its impact on Pakistan. The situation in Afghanistan since 1979 has been marked by significant turmoil and instability, with various conflicts and political changes have a profound impact on the region, particularly on Pakistan. Here is an overview of the major events and their repercussions. Soviet invasion 1979 to 1989. The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979 to prop pop up a communist government triggered a decade long conflict. Pakistan, being the neighboring country, became a key player in the resistance against the Soviet forces. The United States and several other countries provided military and financial assistance to the Afghan Mujahideen who fought against the Soviet occupation. Pakistan served as a major base for training, arming, and supporting the Mujahideen with the help of international actors. Rise of the Taliban 1994 to 2001. Following the Soviet withdrawal in 1989, Afghanistan plunged into a period of civil war and political chaos. The Taliban and extremist Islamist group emerged in the early 1990s and eventually captured Kabul in 1996, establishing their rule over most of Afghanistan. Pakistan, along with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, was among a few countries that recognized the Taliban regime. Pakistan's support for the Taliban stemmed from its desire for a friendly government in Afghanistan and concerns over strategic depth against its arch rival India. 9/11 attacks and War on Terror 2001 to 2014. After September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks in the United States, the Taliban regime, which had provided safe haven to Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda, came under intense international pressure. The US led coalition invaded Afghanistan, ousted the Taliban, and initiated a long term military presence in the country. Pakistan, under pressure from the international community, joined the US led war on terror and provided crucial support for the military operations. However, conflict in Afghanistan intensified, leading to an insurgency and the re-emergence of the Taliban. Spillover effects of Pakistan. The protracted conflict in Afghanistan had several significant impacts on Pakistan. Refugee crisis. Pakistan has faced multiple waves of Afghan refugees since the late 1970s, with millions seeking shelter from the violence and instability across the border. Hosting a large refugee population strained Pakistan's resources and put pressure on social services and infrastructure. Security challenges. The spillover of the Afghan conflict into Pakistan resulted in increased violence, militancy, and terrorism with Pakistan. Extremist groups found safe havens in the tribal regions along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border, known as the federally administered tribal areas (FATA). These groups carried out attacks against Pakistani civilians, security forces, and government installations. Sectarian and ethnic tensions. The Afghan conflict exacerbated existing sectarian and ethnic fault lines within Pakistan. The influx of Pakistan refugees, along with the spread of extremist ideologies, contributed to an increase in sectarian violence between different Muslim sects. Additionally, ethnic tensions between Pashtuns, the dominant ethnic group in Afghanistan, and various ethnic groups in Pakistan's northwestern regions were heightened. Economic implications. The prolonged conflict in Afghanistan has hindered regional economic development and connectivity. Pakistan, being a neighboring country, has experienced adverse effects on trade, investment, and cross border economic activities. The instability in Afghanistan has hindered efforts to enhance regional integration and exploit the economic potential of Central Asia. Security dilemma. Pakistan has faced a complex security dilemma regarding its Afghanistan policy, balancing its interest in maintaining stability and influence in Afghanistan while countering terrorism and promoting regional peace has posed significant challenges. Pakistan has been accused of providing support to certain factions of the Taliban, which has strained its relations with the United States and other international partners. Overall, the situation in Afghanistan since 1979 has had far-reaching consequences of Pakistan, impacting its security, economy, and societal dynamics and foreign relations. Pakistan continues to face significant challenges stemming from the prolonged conflict and seeks the stable and peace Afghanistan and it strives for regional stability and economic progress. Pakistan's energy problems, their economic impact and prospect to the future. Pakistan has been facing significant energy problems for many years, which have had a substantial economic impact on the country. These energy challenges include power shortage, high electricity prices, inadequate infrastructure, and over reliance on fossil fuels. Let's delve into each aspect and discuss prospects for the future. Power shortage. Pakistan has been grappling with the several severe energy crisis characterized by frequent power storage. Pakistan has been grappling with the severe energy crisis characterized by frequent power outages and load shedding, insufficient generation capacity in transmission losses, and outdated distribution network as a major contribution to the problems. These power shortages have had a detrimental effect on various sectors of the economy, including industry, agriculture, and services. High electricity prices. The energy deficit and the reliance on expensive fuel imports have led to higher electricity prices in Pakistan. This has increased the cost of doing business, making it less competitive in the global market. It has also affected the purchasing power of individuals, leading to a high cost of living. Inadequate infrastructure. Pakistan's energy infrastructure, including power plants, transmission lines, and distribution networks, requires substantial investment and modernization. The lack of infrastructure development has hindered the efficient transmission and distribution of electricity, resulting in higher transmission losses and inefficiencies. Over reliance on fossil fuels. Pakistan heavily relies on fossil fuels, particularly natural gas and oil, for its energy needs. The dependence on imported fuels has not only made the country vulnerable to price fluctuations in the international market but has also contributed to environmental pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. To address these energy challenges and mitigate their economic impact, the Pakistani government has undertaken several initiatives. Power generation of projects. Pakistan has been investing in new power generation projects, including thermal, hydroelectric, and renewable energy sources such as solar and wind. These projects aim to increase the country's electricity generation capacity and reduce the reliance on fossil fuels. Energy sector reforms. The government has implemented reforms in the energy sector, including privatization and restructuring of state owned entities. These measures are intended to improve efficiency, attract private investment, and promote competition in the sector. Infrastructure development efforts are being made to upgrade and expand the energy infrastructure, including transmission and distribution networks. This will help reduce transmission losses and improve the reliability and quality of electricity supply. Diversification of energy sources. Pakistan is actively exploring alternative energy sources to diversify its energy mix. The country has substantial potential for renewable energy, particularly solar and wind power. The government has introduced favorable policies and incentives to attract investment in renewable energy projects. Regional energy cooperation. Pakistan is actively engaged in regional energy cooperation initiatives, including the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India TAP gas pipeline, and Central Asia South Asia CASA 1000 electricity transmission project. These projects aim to enhance energy connectivity, and trade in the region. While these initiatives provide hope for the future, addressing Pakistan's energy problems will require sustained efforts, long term planning, and substantial investment. The successful implementation of reforms, increased focus on renewable energy, and improved infrastructure will play crucial roles in overcoming energy challenges and drive economic growth in the country. Last topic, socio-economic problems of Pakistan and strategies to deal with issues related to poverty, education, health, sanitation, empowerment of women, and human rights. Pakistan faces various socio-economic problems and that require attention and effective strategies for resolution. Some of the key issues include poverty, education, health, sanitation, empowerment of women, and human rights. Here are strategies to address those challenges. Poverty. Implement inclusive economic policies focused on sustainable growth, job creation, and poverty education. Enhance social safety nets to provide a basic level of income and essential services to the most vulnerable populations. Encourage investment in agriculture, industry, and small and medium enterprises to promote economic opportunities and reduce income disparities. Improve access to credit and financial services for marginalized communities to support entrepreneurship and income generation. Education. Allocate a higher percentage of the national budget or to education, ensuring adequate funding for infrastructure development, teacher training, and learning resources. Enhance the quality of education by improving curriculum standards, teacher capacity, and learning outcomes. Expand access to education in remote and underprivileged areas by building more schools and providing transportation facilities. Encourage public private partnership to promote investment in education and improve the availability of scholarships and vocational training opportunities. Health. Increase public spending and on the health care and ensure equitable distribution of resources with a focus on primary healthcare services. Strengthen healthcare infrastructure, particularly in rural areas, by building more healthcare facilities and improving access to essential medicines. Enhance healthcare workforce capacity through training programs and incentives to attract and retain skilled healthcare professionals. Implement comprehensive health insurance schemes to provide financial protection and access to quality healthcare for all citizens. Sanitation. Develop and implement national sanitation strategies to improve access to clean water and proper sanitation facilities. Invest in infrastructure for sewage treatment, waste management, and clean drinking water supply. Promote awareness campaigns to educate communities on the importance of hygiene and sanitation practices. Encourage community participation and mobilize local resources for the construction and maintenance of sanitation facilities. Empowerment of women. Enforce and strengthen laws that protect women's rights and ensure equal opportunities in education, employment, and participation in decision making process. Implement affirmative action policies to increase women's representation in politics, public administration, and corporate sectors. Provide access to skill development programs, microfinance, and entrepreneurial support to enable women's economic empowerment. Promote gender sensitive education and awareness campaigns to challenge gender stereotypes and promote gender equality. Human rights. Strengthen the legal framework to protect human rights and ensure effective enforcement through an independent judiciary and law enforcement agencies. Uh, Raise awareness about human rights among the general public, including through educational and media campaigns. Establish im- uh, human rights commission to investigate and address human rights violations and provide remedies to victims. Engage in international collaborations and partnership to strengthen human rights institutions and share best practices. Addressing these socio-economic challenges requires a multi-sectoral approach involving government institutions, civil society organizations, private sector, and international partners. Continuous monitoring and evaluating implementing strategies are essential to ensure their effectiveness and make necessary adjustment along the way. Constitutional amendments and important constitutional cases. 1973 Constitution refers to the Constitution of Pakistan, which was adopted on April 12, 1973. It has been amended several times since its adoption. Here is an overview of the constitutional amendments and important constitutional cases in Pakistan. Constitutional amendments. 18th Amendment 1985. This amendment granted significant powers to the President, including the power to dissolve the National Assembly and dismiss the Prime Minister. It also introduced the concept of the elected and nominated members in the Parliament. 13th Amendment 1997. This amendment curtailed the President's powers and restored the parliamentary system by removing the President's power to dissolve the National Assembly. 17th Amendment 2003. This amendment introduced significant changes, including granting legal cover to the military coup of 1999 and providing immunity to certain acts of the Chief Executive General Pervez Musharraf at the time. It also modified the powers of President, including the power to dismiss the Prime Minister and dissolve the National Assembly. 18th Amendment 2010. This amendment aimed to strengthen democracy by restoring the parliamentary system, removing many of the changes introduced by the 17th Amendment. It increased provincial autonomy, abolished the concurrent legislative list, and transferred some powers from the President to Prime Minister and the Parliament. 21st Amendment 2015. The amendment established the military courts to try terrorism related cases for a specific period. Important constitutional cases. Zafar Ali Shah case 2000. This case challenged the legality of military coup in 1999, which led to the overthrow of the elected government. The Supreme Court validated the coup but imposed certain conditions on the military government. Pakistan Lawyers Movement case 2007 to 2009. The movement led to restoration of the Chief Justice of Pakistan Iftikhar Muhammad Chaudhry, who had been removed by General Pervez Musharraf. The case highlighted the independence of judiciary and the role of lawyer in safeguarding constitutional rights. Panama Papers case 2016-17. The case involved allegations of corruption against the Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his family based on the leaked Panama Papers. The Supreme Court disqualified Nawaz Sharif from holding public office, leading to his resignation as Prime Minister. Asia Bibi case 2010 to 18. And this case resolved around Asia Bibi, a Christian woman who was convicted of blasphemy. It sparked widespread protest and debates about freedom of speech, religious freedom, and the controversial blasphemy laws in Pakistan. The Supreme Court acquitted Asia Bibi in 2018. Please note that this is not an exhaustive list, but it provides an overview of some important constitutional amendment and cases in Pakistan. Governance issues in Pakistan: accountability, transparency, fundamental rights, women empowerment, sustainable development goals, etc. Pakistan faces various governance issues, including challenges related to accountability, transparency, fundamental rights, women empowerment, and sustainable development goals. Here is an overview of these issues. Accountability and transparency. Pakistan has been grappling with the issues of corruption, nepotism, and a lack of accountability within its governance structure. This undermines public trust and hampers effective governance. There is a need for stronger mechanism to hold public officials accountable, promote transparency in decision-making processes, and ensure the efficient use of public resources. Fundamental rights. While Pakistan's constitution guarantees fundamental rights to its citizens, including freedom of speech, religion, and assembly, there are concerns about their effective implementation. Issues such as blasphemy laws, restrictions on freedom of expression, discrimination against religious minorities, and limited access to justice hinder to full resolution of fundamental rights. Women empowerment. Despite progress in recent years, women in Pakistan still face significant challenges in terms of gender equality and empowerment. Issues such as gender-based violence, limited access to education and health care, unequal employment opportunities, and discriminatory cultural norms continue to hinder women's empowerment and full participation in society. Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). Pakistan has committed to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. However, the country faces multiple challenges in areas such as poverty alleviation, education, healthcare, clean water and sanitation and environmental sustainability. Effective policies, resource allocation, and institutional frameworks are crucial for achieving these goals. Governance and political stability. Pakistan has experienced periods of political instability with frequent changes in government and history of military intervention in politics. This instability hampers long-term planning and implementation of effective governance strategies, strengthening democratic institutions, ensuring the rule of law, and promoting political inclusivity are essential for enhancing governance and stability. Human rights. Pakistan faces challenges in protecting and promoting human rights. Issues such as extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearance, restrictions on freedom of expression and media, and limited uh, protection for marginalized groups, including religious minorities and LGBTQ plus individuals, require attention and reforms to ensure the protection of human rights for all citizens. Uh, Addressing these governance issues requires concerted efforts from the government, civil society, and international partners. It involves enacting and enforcing laws that safeguards fundamental rights, promoting transparency and accountability in governance, implementing gender-responsive policies, prioritizing sustainable development, and fostering a culture of respect for human rights and diversity. Thank you for listening. Allah Hafiz.